My name is Liana, and for the longest time I thought I had the perfect life. I had a husband who was once passionate, devoted, and charming. Ethan and I were college sweethearts. He made me feel like I was the only woman in the world. We were that couple who always held hands, who laughed through our dates, who couldn't wait to get married. When we did, it felt like stepping into a dream. But dreams fade. After 5 years of marriage, something shifted. It wasn't sudden, it was slow, like watching petals wilt on a once vibrant flower. It began with the little things. No more spontaneous kisses on the forehead. No more texts during the day asking how I was doing. And slowly, painfully, no more intimacy at night. I told myself it was stress, work, life. Maybe we were just tired. But as months turned into years, his not tonight became more than a phrase. It became a wall. And behind that wall, I was utterly alone. I tried everything. New lingerie, romantic dinners, even couples counselling. He always said the same thing. I'm just tired, Liana. Can't you understand that? Yes, I understood. I just didn't believe it. Especially not when I'd see him stay up until 2 a.m. laughing with his phone in the dark. Or when he'd come home smelling like women's perfume. Not mine. He'd shrug it off, say he was working late or grabbing drinks with the guys, and I wanted to believe him. I truly did. But a woman knows when her husband stops seeing her, stops wanting her, stops loving her. It was crushing. What made it worse was that I still loved him. Desperately. Then came the night everything changed. Ethan's younger brother, Caleb, had been staying with us for a few weeks. His apartment was under renovation and Ethan had insisted he stay. Caleb was always respectful, sweet, and easygoing. He'd always been the fun one in the family, funny, charming, and carefree. At first, I didn't think much of his presence. He kept to himself. But soon I noticed the contrast between the two brothers. Where Ethan was cold and distant, Caleb was warm and attentive. He'd help me cook, compliment my dresses, ask how my day was, laugh at my jokes. He saw me. One night, I was in the kitchen finishing up dinner. Caleb walked in, grabbed a glass of water and leaned against the counter. You okay? He asked. I looked up, startled. Yeah, why wouldn't I be? He paused. You just seem sad lately. I forced a smile. Just tired, I guess. He didn't push, just nodded and went back to his room. But that night, as I climbed into bed, I couldn't stop thinking about his words. Someone had noticed. Someone cared. Ethan was already in bed, turned away from me. I wrapped my arms around his waist and whispered, I miss you. He sighed. Liana, not tonight. I didn't say anything. I just let go and cried silently into my pillow. The next day, Ethan left early for a weekend conference. Caleb stayed behind, saying he had no interest in networking events with corporate sharks. That Saturday evening, it rained heavily. I was curled up on the couch with a blanket, watching some random rom-com on TV. Caleb walked in with popcorn and 2 beers. Mind if I join? He asked. I hesitated, then nodded. Halfway through the movie, I laughed at a ridiculous scene. Caleb laughed too. Then we both looked at each other and just froze. There was something in the air. He reached over and tucked a strand of hair behind my ear. Liana, he said quietly, you deserve to be seen. My breath caught in my throat. What? You deserve someone who sees you, all of you. I didn't know what to say. My heart was racing. I stood up. I should go to bed. As I turned, he said something that stopped me cold. What if I say yes? I turned back slowly. What? He stood now too, only a few feet away. What if I say yes, Liana? What if I'm the one who sees you, wants you, every part of you? I stared at him, stunned. Caleb, you're Ethan's brother. And Ethan doesn't even look at you anymore, he replied gently. But I do. I always have. I backed away, trembling. This isn't right. But does it feel wrong? He whispered. Yes and no. I ran to my room, shut the door, and collapsed. I didn't sleep that night. I kept thinking of his words, his eyes, the way he looked at me like I mattered, like I was beautiful, something Ethan hadn't done in years. The next morning, Caleb was gone. He'd left early, didn't say where he was going, just packed a bag and left a note on the kitchen counter. I'm sorry if I crossed the line. I just couldn't watch you suffer anymore. Take care, Liana. You deserve love. Caleb. I held the note for a long time. Days passed. Ethan returned. Life returned to its cold routine. Until one afternoon, I found a pair of earrings in Ethan's coat pocket. Diamond studs. Not mine. My hands shook as I held them. I didn't even have to ask. I knew. That night, I confronted him. Whose earrings are these? He didn't even pretend. They're for Vanessa. Vanessa? She's someone I've been seeing. How long? He shrugged. Over a year. I felt like I'd been slapped. He didn't look sorry, didn't flinch. He just sat there like it was another Wednesday. Do you even love me anymore? I whispered. I don't know, he said flatly. You've changed. We both have. He got up and left me there. Alone. That night I packed a bag and walked out. I stayed with my friend Mariah, who didn't ask questions, just opened her door and let me sob for hours. Weeks passed. I tried to piece myself back together, but a part of me still felt like I was floating, lost, heavy, empty. Then one morning I received a message from Caleb. It was simple. I'm in Cape Town. If you ever want to talk or just breathe again, I'm here. I stared at the screen for hours, then days. Then I booked a flight. I didn't tell anyone. I just went. When I saw Caleb at the airport, I couldn't hold back. He looked exactly the same. Warm eyes, nervous smile, holding flowers. I broke down. He didn't say anything. He just held me. And something inside me finally exhaled. That first week in Cape Town was like rediscovering life. We walked along the beaches, talked until sunrise, and ate street food under the stars. Caleb didn't pressure me. He just listened. One night, I asked him why he left so suddenly. He said, because I was falling for you and I didn't want to be the reason you broke. But you weren't, I whispered. You were the reason I finally felt seen. He kissed me that night and I kissed him back. That was the beginning of something I never expected. But not everyone was happy. When Ethan found out, he exploded. He called, texted, even flew to my mother's house, raging that I had betrayed him with his brother. I told him I owed him nothing, that he had no right. His ego was bruised more than his heart. His parents were horrified. His mother called me names I won't repeat. His father blamed Caleb for tearing the family apart. But through it all, Caleb stood by me. He refused to let go, even when we were disowned, even when friends took sides, even when the world called us wrong. We moved in together 6 months later. It wasn't easy. Love rarely is. We fought, we cried, but we healed together. 2 years later, Caleb proposed on a quiet beach at sunset. No cameras, no audience, just us. I said yes, because for the first time in my life, someone didn't say not tonight. He said forever, and I believed him.